Yeah, I know. I gotta believe.
Hey guys, what's happening? It's Dean from Electronisounds. Thanks for tuning in today. Just want to give you a quick little overview of what I'm about to do. In 1996, Sony came out with a rhythm game, one of the first rhythm games actually. It was called Parappa the Rapper, and it was for PlayStation 1. I was really endeared by this game, and I spent quite a few hours playing it. So for this project, what I wanted to do was I wanted to get a little bit more use out of my Launchpad Pro because I haven't been using it. And so what I did was I recorded the lyrics for the first rap of this rhythm game into Beatmaker 3. And I chopped up all the words and I'm finger drumming them out on the Launchpad Pro. Check it out, guys. Parappa the Rapper, Stage 1. Chop chop, Master Onion.
It's all in the mind. If you wanna test me, I'm sure you'll find the things I'll teach ya is sure to beat ya. But nevertheless, you'll get the lesson from teacher. Now kick, punch, chop, block. Listen carefully. Kick, punch, it's all in the mind. If you wanna test me, I'm sure you'll find the things I'll teach ya is sure to beat ya. But nevertheless, you'll get the lesson from teacher. Now kick, punch, chop, block. wanna test me, if you wanna test me, things wanna test me, if you wanna test me, if you wanna test me, things wanna test me, if you wanna test me. It's all them combined, it's all them combined, it's all them combined. It's all them combined, it's all them combined, it's all them combined. Listen carefully. It's all in the mind.
Yeah, I know. I gotta believe.
Okay guys, let me see if I can't break down the routing of this a little bit. There's a whole lot going on, so bear with me, okay? What we've got is we've got everything routed into Ableton Live on my laptop. And what I'm doing is I'm using the Tascam US 1608 audio interface plugged into the laptop, and that's allowing me to get all sorts of audio inputs into Ableton Live here. So for instance, I'm running the audio thingies Micro Monster into Ableton on its own channel. I'm running the iPad 1 into Ableton on its own channel. Follow my finger over here to iPad number 2 hiding in the background, which is housing all of the, turn the volume up a little here.
It's all them.
Housing the vocal samples on Beatmaker 3.
Nevertheless,
I recorded the vocals into Beatmaker 3 using a Blue Yeti USB microphone, and then I just took the time and trimmed out a word to every single pad. Let's see here. So that's running into Ableton on its own channel as well. Over here, they got the DeepMind 12, and this is running into Ableton on its own channel. And up here, the Novation Circuit, which is running into Ableton on its own channel. And over here, we have my wimpy Silent Rig laptop, which is running into Ableton on its own channel. Let's see here. The Novation Launchpad 25 is connected to Ableton, and I'm using this as basically just a MIDI controller. I'm able to start and stop the loops that I record live using this here. And using this, I'm able to play the Audio Thingies Mini Monster. This is just a preset called LFO2. I really like the way this thing sounds. I just got it in, and I'm really looking forward to trying out some sound design with it. Let's see here. Definitely wanted to get a little bit more use out of my Launchpad because I haven't, and that's sort of what inspired this whole project. It's been on the back burner for quite some time, sort of the idea, but as you can see, it's quite a bit of work involved in this one, so it took me, quite a bit of time to set up. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm just live looping. I'm getting everything going inside of Alm. I have let's solo this, see if I can show you a little. I have a crusty drum loop. Turn this down a little. Okay, and I made the drum loop inside of Ableton, and then I imported that over here. It's an 8-bar drum loop that has some variation and turnaround at the end, so to sort of help keep interest without me having to do much with that loop during the jam. And I'm running a patch in SynthMaster 1 called Bass Deep Down. I don't know if you can see that. Try to zoom in there. And that's just sort of doing an arpeggio along with the bass, sort of moving a little bit. The LFO is assigned to the mod wheel inside of SynthMaster 1. So on their own, you get this kind of constantly evolving drum loop. Well, not the drums aren't really evolving, but the bass part is sort of evolving. And of course, it's giving me problems right now because I have this soloed. Sorry about that. There it is. So this, okay. So this is the bass part that I've got going in Synth Master 1. And you can hear that it's just kind of constantly changing. So it really keeps interest. Using the Rosetta LFO to automate the mod wheel up and down on Synth Master 1 here. And using the little Novation Launchpad Mini here, this is assigned to my silent rig, and so I'm able to, live loop here. I turn Ableton Link on up there in the corner, right? And then once I click this button, on the next downbeat, I'm recording. And then once I click it again, it's going to loop that on and off, and then I can turn that on and off during the jam. Over here, I've got my old Roland SPDS sample pad. And I'm taking the MIDI out from this, just a 5-pin MIDI. And we'll zoom back over here to the Novation circuit. I've got that plugged in, 5-pin MIDI to the circuit. And it's allowing me to play Synth 1 on the circuit. I've told the pad, I've gone into the edit menu and told the pad which notes to play, so that I'm not playing notes out of scale or key. I've got over here controlling the tempo, the start and stop of the pattern in the Novation circuit. So when I press play in it also starts the Novation circuit. Here I've got the Novation launch control. This is what I'm actually mixing everything in Ableton with. You can see I've labeled the stuff. iPad 1 on channel 1, iPad 2, then the silent rig, then the DeepMind synth, the circuit synth, the Uno synth, which isn't being used in this jam, and the Micro Monster synth. So I can control the levels in real time here. Didn't really do a lot of that, but I did utilize the volume for the circuit so that it doesn't play for the first half of the mix, but it is, running as soon as I press play over on I've got some reverb and some delay and some EQ and stuff like that set up on these, channels inside of Ableton Live that I've routed everything into. Certainly a really, sort of big setup for me here, but I really wanted to, have fun and do some justice to this Parappa jam idea. I hope this has been a little bit informative and not too confusing, guys. Let's just go over what's sitting back here. You can't really see them, but there's some lights. What I've got is 2 Novation Audio Hub 2x4s. One is for this iPad, and then one is for the other iPad. So each iPad has its own audio interface, and I'm taking an output from each of these audio hubs, and that's going into the Tascam US 1608, getting my audio signal multi-track into Ableton Live. So basically, just to sum up, everything is either, something that comes as an audio, meaning it's got 1/4-inch outputs. It's, pro level audio grade. It's supposed to be used for audio, right? So you got your 1/4-inch outputs into, your audio interface, but an iPad doesn't come with that, right? So you're really going to want like an audio interface to get yourself some 1/4-inch outputs into your audio face or your mixer or whatever you're actually running that signal into. One last thing, how I got the direct audio signal into the iPhone 8 Plus, which is what I filmed this with and what I'm filming with now, is I took an external 1/4-inch out from the back of the Tascam audio interface, and I just ran that into a channel on this mixer over here. Now, I'm not doing anything with this mixer, but this mixer has a USB audio output, and I'm taking that audio output here, okay, and I'm running that across the room here into the Apple to Lightning adapter USB 3, and I'm plugging this directly into the iPhone 8 Plus, and that's giving me direct audio into the phone as I film. I hope that's been informative, guys, and thanks for watching. Until next time. Okay, one last thing really quick, guys. I just want to stress again how everything is being in sync using Ableton Link. Okay, so up here on the Wimpy Silent rig, you can see that I've got, the link activated, Ableton Link. Over here on if you, click on the tempo up here in the corner, sorry, I'm holding with one hand here, and it'll open up your menu. Down here on your 3 dots, you can enable Ableton Link, okay? And that's going to get your tempo synced up with everything else that has Ableton Link activated. So over here on the laptop, this one, you can see that it's got Ableton Link activated. And over here on Beatmaker 3, I've got Ableton Link activated, whoops, as well. Okay, so everything is keeping in sync using Ableton Link. Yeah, gotta love it.
You are here to redeem yourself and to acquire skills that are necessary for your goals. Are you ready, young one? I shall give you my best.